Hello and good morning. Okay, first and foremost, I would like to honor our distinguished guest. We have here Professor Dr. Ansari Ahmad, our founder president for Asia E-University, Associate Prof. Dr. Nolina Kamudin, Vice President for Group Talent Management and Development, Asia E-University, representing our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Nuraihan Abdul Hamid. Lastly, I would like to welcome our honorable guest, which is Professor Dr. Kim Ki-chan, Professor of Practice, Asia E-University. A very good morning and a warm welcome to all distinguished guests, speakers, panelists, and honored guests. It is our great pleasure to have you with us today at the Knowledge Center, Asia E-University. Before we begin, let me briefly introduce today's event. Entrepreneurship is human and leadership must be purpose-driven. Today's talk and panel discussion on humane entrepreneurship in action will explore how values-based leadership, empathy, innovation, and sustainability drive organizational success and societal impact. We hope it inspires everyone to lead with purpose in their own organizations and communities. To begin this meaningful event, may I invite the Vice President, Group of Talent Management and Development, Asia E-University, Associate Professor Dr. Nolina Kamudin, to deliver the welcome remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. Yang bahagia Profesor Datuk Dr. Ansari Ahmad, Founder President of Asia E-University, Professor Kim Ki-chan, Chairman of the International Council for Small Business and also Professor of Practice of Asia E-University. Our distinguished panelists for today's panel discussion, Yang bahagia Datuk Profesor Dr. Nick Muhammad and Associate Professor Dr. Kalaivani Chelapan. All guests and attendees, my colleagues from AEU, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to Humane Entrepreneurship in Action, Building Purpose-Driven Leaders, Organizations and Communities. On behalf of Asia E-University, I would like to extend our warmest greetings to all of you who have taken the time to join us this morning. This program is jointly organized by our School of Professional and Executive Education Development, SPEED, with the support of the Asia Institute of Sustainability, Entrepreneurship and Diplomacy, which also serves as the sub-regional secretariat of the Southeast Asia chapter of the UNESCO Entrepreneurship Education Network for Asia Pacific. We are proud to bring together academia, practitioners, and thought leaders under one roof to engage in a conversation that is both timely and deeply relevant. Today, entrepreneurship is often spoken about in terms of skill, speed, and success. Yet, the essence of entrepreneurship has always been human. It is about values, purpose, responsibility, and the courage to create positive change. At AEU, we firmly believe that education must go beyond skills and credentials. It must shape mindset, characters, and ethical leadership. This belief is at the heart of today's program. We are truly honored to feature Professor Dr. Kim Ki-chan, a global thought leader and a distinguished advocate of humane entrepreneurship. His work reminds us that economic progress and human dignity are not competing goals, but complementary ones. We are confident that his insight will challenge us to rethink how we lead, how we innovate, and how we define success, whether in business, institutions, or communities. Following the distinguished talk, we will continue the conversation through a panel discussion featuring respected scholars and leaders. This dialogue is intended not only to deepen our understanding, but also to translate ideas into action. How humane entrepreneurship can be practiced meaningfully within our own organizations and spheres of influence. Ladies and gentlemen, as we navigate an increasingly complex and uncertain world, the need for leaders who lead with empathy, resilience, and purpose has never been greater. Programs such as this reflect Asia University's commitment to nurturing responsible leaders who are capable of creating value that is sustainable, inclusive, and impactful. I encourage all participants to engage actively, reflect deeply, and take away ideas that can be applied beyond today's session. With that, it is my pleasure to once again welcome you to this distinguished program. I wish you a meaningful and enriching session ahead. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Associate Prof. Dr. Nolina, for the inspiring welcome remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor to introduce our keynote speaker for the day. Prof. Dr. Kim Ki-chan is a globally respected thought leader in humane entrepreneurship and currently serves as Emeritus Professor at the Catholic University of Korea and International Chancellor of Preston University, Indonesia. He is also Chair of the Board of the International Council for Small Business, ICSB, and founder of the Humane Entrepreneurship Research Domain. Prof. Ki-chan has held senior academic leadership roles, including Dean and Vice President, and has advised major corporations such as Samsung and Hyundai, and building sustainable business ecosystems. His work champions empathy-driven leadership, innovation, and people-centered business practice that create long-term organizational and societal value. He's also currently a professor of practice in human entrepreneurship at Asia University. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a privilege to have such a distinguished thought leader with us today. So may I now invite Professor Dr. Kim Ki-chan to deliver his keynote address.
Dear Sahabat, actually I'll try to speak in small Bahasa Malaysia. Listen very carefully. Bersatu, berjaya. You understand? Yeah. United, okay. Yeah. Then we can grow. Yeah. Divided, we must fail. Yeah. So one more. Actually, I was a professor. Currently, I am chancellor. So my life journey is evolving along ABC path. A stands for academia. B is a businessman. Because I have established my small business in Indonesia, which is Sahabat. You know what is the difference between Sahabat and teman? You know, teman. You know teman? Actually, are you teman or are you my Sahabat? My case. Actually, teman is a friend of the mind, friend of the head. So teman is ready to compete, I think. Sahabat is a friend of the heart, heart to heart, yeah. So Sahabat is ready to collaborate. So I don't like teman. Yeah. So be Sahabat, the respecting Sahabat, founder of Asia University. Thank you inviting me, actually giving me such a wonderful opportunity to talk more in humane entrepreneurship in action. So ABC, A, academia, B, businessman. What is a C? C is a consultant. I am consulting. So I wanted to make the world much better than now. This is my dream. So then I brought my slide here. So I am going to introduce 3 cases to apply humane entrepreneurship in Korea and in Indonesia. Humane entrepreneurship is, I think, a philosophy, spirit, in which humaneness from heart, humaneness, empathy from heart is as a pure. And the dream and the reasoning is engine. Engine without the fuel cannot move. Right? But engine without the fuel cannot move. Fuel without engine is useless. So I think you are talking about, she is a specialist for entrepreneurship. You are vice rector. She was a leader to bring the many Malaysian students to United Nations. So she is an expert of entrepreneurship. Just entrepreneurship without empathy means the engine without fuel. So we need a fuel. That's why I am talking more about empathy. You know, I am not specialist, particularly in Indonesia. Not easy, right? Not easy. So then every year I am having contract with my university, continuously 4 years already. Some years ago, I had a sabbatical year from my university. So was supposed to go United States as the visiting professor. So suddenly I changed my mind. Actually, I have contacted with the chairman of Java Becca Group, Chairman Mr. Dalmono. So I sent a message to, actually, you know, the Indonesian culture is very different, I think, particularly power distance. Power distance, the chairman and the vice chairman is very, very higher. Yeah, I think in the more than China, I think. So then I didn't know. Just I have contacted with him, and then I asked him to play golf with me. I am going to be there. It's not easy, right? Any Indonesian cannot propose him to play golf, particularly there. So, but I tried. So then I have some time to talk while playing golf with each other. So I have a dream, yeah. I wanted to make the world better, yeah. So we had empathy. We had empathy to each other. And then after finishing golf, he invited the rector and the CEO of a company and the president of a hotel, because he asked me to live in the guest house hotel. So invited the CEO of a guest house. So please take care of him, yeah. So then I have enjoyed for 6 months. I have taught 2 things: Korean entrepreneurship and AI data analysis. I am specialist for AI. In Korea, every businessman, every government, actually currently I am the advisor for Korean government to a K-Initiative. K-Initiative including K-Entrepreneurship and the K-Culture. So then what does AI means? artificial intelligence. No, not only artificial intelligence, but also appreciative inquiry, appreciating. So appreciating, actually, the more high technology, the more AI, high technology we have, the more appreciation inquiry, the appreciative intelligence we need. So then so now in the era of artificial intelligence era, humane entrepreneurship is growing very much, very much. Not in United States, particularly in China. Last year, Chinese government invited me. The actual president of China have invited me. So I did a keynote speech with the president of China, president of Brazil, including me. So many times, yeah. Even 1 week ago, Chinese government asked me to come to give a speech about what? Humane entrepreneurship. So Chinese government has adapted humane entrepreneurship as this year topic for Chinese university student paper competition. Last year already they did, so more than 1,000 paper from Chinese university student has published. So this year, Chinese government asked me to expand not only in China, but also in Asia, in Korea, in Hong Kong, and hopefully in Malaysia also. Why? Humanity is getting more important. So then, humanity is a fuel. Humanity is energy. The traditional entrepreneurship is engine. And the humane entrepreneurship turn employee from working man to thinking man. Working man to thinking man. So let them imagine, let them think. Then from imagination to innovation is the goal of entrepreneurship. This is the key, I think. So then my question, who comes first, customer or the employee? Employee or customer? Actually, I major in marketing. I was advisor for Samsung Electronics for 10 years. Samsung Electronics have given more than $500,000 every year, to collect the data, to forecast. So then my forecast was so excellent. Samsung wanted to give the research money continuously for 5 years, 10 years. So at that time, I thought the customer is much important than employee. Am I correct? What do you think? So then in United States, marketing in United States put customer first. But marketing in Korea put employee first. So I am going to introduce a very successful story. So then the important, if you want your employee to treat customer well, you must treat your employee well. So employee treat customer exactly as well as a CEO treat the employee. This is my story. So I wanted to introduce 3 cases. Number 1, the Seongsimdang case, the Have you ever been to Korea? Okay, you only. Anyone? Yeah. Have you ever tried the most delicious Korean bakery, Seongsimdang bakery? Seongsimdang, yeah, Seongsimdang. Yeah, the most innovative bakery. Yeah. So then the business model of Seongsimdang is helping the poor. So 1955, just after Korean War. Yeah. So then at that time, Korea was the poorest country. A lot of wounded soldiers, wounded veterans after Korean War. So then the founder of Seongsimdang, which is Seongsimdang is the Korean bakery. Actually, the founder wanted to help the wounded soldiers and the poor. So then the business model, I wanted to donate 100 bread. Then, in order to donate 100 bread every day, they have to sell 200 bread. Then the next day, he wanted to donate 200. Then they have to sell 400. How to sell 400? How? They need to innovate more. They need to innovate. So then the Seongsimdang is virtuous cycle of donating and innovating. So then Seongsimdang is developing new product every day. So of course I was a member of board for Hyundai Motors, for 9 years. 2002, Hyundai chairman asked me to have a lunch together with one professor of Seoul National University, very famous professor. He was an MIT professor, and me. So we had a nice lunch together. Between two, he chose me as a member of board. So I don't want to be member of board. I was just too busy. But I didn't know how good for my life here. So because of Hyundai Motors, I sent my boy to United States with my salary over the member board. Much more than my salary. But when I started member board for Hyundai Motors, for example, stock price was 100. When I finish my member board 100 times as expensive as the stock price in the beginning. Because of me, they innovated more. Hyundai Motors have developed a new product every year. So then the Seongsimdang case. So Seongsimdang case, the purpose and the goal. Which come first, purpose or goal? Goal is more important. Purpose is more important. For example, in Microsoft, two CEO. There are 3 CEO. Steve Ballmer. You know Steve Ballmer. The current CEO is Satya Nadella. Is my pronunciation correct? Yeah. Satya Nadella Steve. Steve Ballmer is good at goal-driven management. So while he was in charge of Microsoft, stock price was less than 15 $15, I think. Now, under leadership of Satya Nadella, now how much of mark MS stock? Now, can you guess? 20 times. Actually means 2,000% as expensive as before. Only difference. You wanted to achieve a goal. Actually, the business must fail, I think. So then this is the case number one. So then I am running my business in Indonesia, the Sahabat. I am going to introduce Sahabat. Actually, the Sahabat Indonesia is a localization model of Seongsimdang. Same, yeah. Actually, I wanted to donate 100 bread to a student. So we must sell 200 bread. Actually, I wanted to donate 200. So we must innovate. Yeah. This is the case 2. So then the customer or the employee. So who comes first? This is second question. Then actually I already sent the DGB case. So then how to make it happen for company. So only 3E: empathy, empowerment, enablement. 3, that's it. Very simple, yeah. You can make a good company, better company. Actually, many company is asking me to be consultant. Actually, in Korea, lecturing, consulting is very expensive, yeah. So basically, I am very expensive, yeah, for big company. Very expensive, I think. But I am donating my talent to small company. So I think around 7 company, including the dentist company, the medical company, the Korean bread company, yeah. So I am consulting them. But I am donating my talent. Maybe they are growing. I am asking them to donate more. Yeah, that's it. So then the first question. Purpose is about why. Goal is about how and what. So goal are expressed in numbers. That is a KPI, key performance index. Are you still talking about the KPI? So you are founder, you are controlling. Yeah. You are still, yeah. Sometimes I think you need. Yeah. But actually, for my Sahabat, no KPI. No KPI. Let them free. Yeah. Let them think. Yeah. Let them imagine. Yeah. They are working very hard. So basically, then any Indonesian is here? I don't think Indonesian is working very hard here. But we hired 15 Indonesian. They are working very hard here. They wanted to care CEO, Korean CEO. They are playing the CEO to be unhealthy. Why? So then the purpose is a philosophy. So the KPI is another KPI. Keep people inspired. Keep people inspired. They are inspired all the time. So then the purpose becomes a calling. Yeah. What is the difference calling and the occupation? Occupation is for money. Yeah. Calling is my mission. Yeah. Calling is karma. In karma and the mission. In Chinese, any Chinese here? So then I will try to write in Chinese language. Actually, Chinese language is the Chinese language. But actually the Chinese, this is heaven. This is heaven. This is land. This is a human. And this is tree. Tree is growing. Any Chinese? Any Chinese here? Am I correct? Yeah. So then this is the English is a mission. Mission. Same. Mission. Same. Karma, I think. Am I? Karma, yeah, it's karma same, yeah. Different? No, same. Same. This is calling, yeah. The occupation means occupied. Occupied. So then the goal is for money. Mission is for people. So then eventually in Microsoft, the goal drive the stock price down. The $15. At that time, almost we expected Microsoft is going to be disappeared in some years. Proposal can increase stock price 10-fold, 100-fold. Yeah, the Steve Ballmer. Yeah. Steve Ballmer is the typical goal-centric leadership. Yeah. Satya Nadella is. I have visited the headquarters of the Microsoft because my boy had an internship at Microsoft. So Microsoft invited the family to headquarters of Microsoft for 2 weeks. Yeah, I have enjoyed. So I found. So this is I found. Microsoft proposed to empower every person, every organization on the planet. Why? To achieve more. To achieve more. So stock price is going up, yeah. Going up. So at the same, Patagonia, Yeah. Patagonia and the North Face. Do you like Patagonia or do you like North Face? Very different, yeah. Same product. Yeah. Actually, I think the Patagonia is the purpose-driven company. The North Face is a goal-driven company. So, for example, Patagonia, let my people go surfing, yeah, while the waves are breaking. But more importantly, yeah, when the waves are not breaking, what they do? They are thinking. They are developing new product. So which one is better? Actually, the Patagonia North Face, between Patagonia and the North Face, which one is better for in research and development? Research and development in Patagonia is much better than in North Face, I think. So then we are talking. Patagonia is working on the high road. North Face is working on the low road. Do you want to go low road or high road? Yeah, high road. It's more powerful, yeah, more powerful. So then who is he? Actually, attitude determine altitude. So then the AI talking, AI is important. So what is the opposite of appreciation? According to etymology, your etymology, AP means toward, yeah? Toward. Appreciation means pretium, value. So then C value means appreciation. Seeing weakness, what is the opposite word of appreciation? Depreciation, right? Depreciation. Are you depreciating or are you appreciating student? Yeah. Actually, I have many experience for student. Yeah. Actually, what is the main job of a professor? Yeah. Actually, professor is criticizing student. Yeah. No. Yes. Actually, I tried. Actually, I encouraged them. Yeah. I inspired them, motivated them. They are doing everything by themselves. So what is the leadership? Leadership is to enable common people, common student, ordinary student to achieve extraordinary performance. Yeah. Uncommon performance. How? Only encourage. Let them dream. Yeah. That is everything. Yeah. Like him, yeah. No arm, no legs. So I am asking just no. I have. Oh, I put very important question here. Yeah. So what is ESG? Oh, ESG. What is ESG? I am chairman of Business Ethics ESG Forum in Korea. I am chairman since 2002. Yeah, the biggest the ESG forum in Korea is in charge of myself. I think. What does the ESG stand for? No, I don't think so. Different. E is encouraging, encouragement. Encouragement, yeah. What is S? Sustainable. The sustainability, I don't like sustainability. Yeah. Smile, yeah. Smile. For humanity. So, how many times are you smiling a day? You are smiling a day. So I think she is very, very famous in the world. She is smiling all the time. Although she is also, yeah. Because the American is fighting, yeah. So smiling is actually I don't think the Malaysian is more smile. You are smiling, right? Yeah. So actually, I think Malaysia is a rule-based country. Is talking more about rule principle, right? Sometimes this is very bureaucratic. Yeah. Sometimes very bureaucratic. Yes, bureaucracy is a enemy of entrepreneurship. You know, I have visited Berlin, Germany. Actually, how is the German economy currently? Good or bad? Very bad, yeah. Why? German is getting more bureaucratic, bureaucratized. Yeah. Why? Because of bureaucracy. I have visited the Congress, and I give a speech. So a lot of congressmen mentioned about how serious bureaucracy in Germany. So then in Germany, Europe is getting more bureaucratized, a lot of problems. So then, G, what is G? What? Another, okay. Yeah, giving them more the round of approach. Giving. You don't give any big hand to me today. Yeah? No approach so far. Yeah? Like you are not familiar with the ESG. Yeah. Yeah. You don't only found encouraged me to come here. Yeah. So then this is we need to teach how important is the ESG to professors. I was a vice president, so I have many experience. Now I am distinguished professor. So I have a meeting with the president of a university. I am asking him, you need to teach what is the ESG, how important the ESG is to students. Yeah. Knowledge is not so important. Yeah. So then the case number one, Yes. Seongsimdang is a company that started with a Y. Right? So Seongsimdang is not just a bakery, a business model born from empathy. So founded in 1956, it began in a tent at the Daejeon station to feed the hungry people. Immediately after the Korean War, so then their business model to help 100 people. They must sell 200. So then to sell more, they have to sell more. To sell more, how? Innovation. They innovate more. So then eventually, Seongsimdang is the most donating company, but also the most innovating company, the most delicious bread bakery. Korean, some years ago, Pope has visited to Korea. He wanted to visit there. So then as a result, Seongsimdang has become the most innovative bakery in Korea, producing the highest volume of a new product. They are developing new product. So the lesson, heart, from heart. A lot, we are getting a lot of opportunity. So this is Seongsimdang case. So yes, the wounded soldier, wounded 1955. So no food to eat. At that time, Korean GDP per capita was less than 100. With $100, we have to live in a year. How to? So then the founder wanted to provide meal for free. So currently, they are waiting. Even myself, whenever I visit Daejeon, I am waiting to buy this bakery to my house. So like this, the most delicious Korean brand. So I wanted to establish the same business model in Indonesia. So then in Indonesia, so the two kind of brand, Teman and the Sahabat. Teman and the Sahabat. It's very different. Teman is a friend of the mind. So I don't like the intelligent people, yeah. I don't like smart people, yeah. No more smart people, yeah. Actually, when I was young, yeah, smart people is much powerful than the heart-based people. But I don't think so, yeah. Smart people all the time criticizing, competing each other, fighting each other, but the Sahabat is ready to collaborate with them. So no player is bigger than team. Yeah. This is my motto. This is my motto. So I proposed my university to open Sahabat. So then in the beginning, no head, only we need the heart. That is my catchphrase. So then I am writing column twice a month in Korea for newspaper. Yeah. So the biggest newspaper I have written about. There are two kinds of business model in Indonesia for Korean business. Yeah. So then this is it. If you do business with only your head in Indonesia, the Indonesia is going to be like hell. But if you do business with your heart, it became like heaven. So then I wanted to make it heaven with the heart. So I named Sahabat. And now growing very much here. So then the chairman have called me to establish one more Sahabat in medical school. Yeah. One more Sahabat in the school of architecture. Because many Indonesians became to know how powerful Sahabat is. So they wanted to establish a similar Sahabat by themselves. Yeah. But let them do. But chairman called me, please, to open another Sahabat for medical school from us. Why? They wanted to make money, I think. I don't want to make money. But eventually we are making money. So you can have more room to donate. So then localization of Seongsimdang model. So then like this, yeah. So then this is a model. So because of that, we are writing a miracle every day with a 5.0 out of 5.0 customer satisfaction score. Perfect score. Every day we are checking customer satisfaction score. Is it possible? You are making miracle, I think. But so every day we are checking, but something happened. So far, almost perfect score. So the previous lowest score was a 4-star among a 5-star. Okay, 1-star review has happened there. So I told the CEO, is a 1-star review a failure or starting point of innovation? Starting point innovation. So this is a great chance of innovation. So which country is the most complaining country in the world? Singapore? Oh, another country, yeah, in Europe. France. Oh, any French here? You know, you agree, yeah? French is the most complaining country in the world. Correct? Yeah. You are complaining. The second most complaining country in the world is Korea. Korea is complaining. Indonesian is accepting everything, yeah, without complaining. Yeah. So then the complaining is a starting point of innovation. That's why French is leading in innovation, I think. Yeah. Korea is also, we are complaining a lot. So next day, this is the agenda to innovate. So then I think the Indonesian is smiling every day. Korean is fighting every day. So my dream is innovation for Indonesia, smile for Korean. Yeah. So I wanted to bring Indonesian smile to Korea. I wanted to bring Korean innovation to Indonesia. So the one-star review has happened. So then I think is this failure or not? This is good for us. Yeah. This is the good starting point for innovation. So then the 24 hours, yeah. Within 24 hours, the need to apologize in 24 hours. Yeah. And we are going to free coupon provide. Yeah. Yes. No satisfaction, then you don't want to get the money. So then we change the system. So then the only apology only, actually, will this customer come back or not? Yeah. With the only apology, 30 or 40% possibility, they are coming back. Yeah. Then apology compensation, free coupon, 60%. Apology compensation, and we are changing system, improvement. Then I think 70 or 80%. So this is the service recovery paradox. Yeah. Service. So then the Samsung Electronics or for example the U.S. marketing company is checking score of customer experience with the AI technology. So I am specialist for apply AI to improve customer experience. So then the 10 years ago, very expensive, I think. Now, getting very cheap, yeah. So that I am consulting AI data analysis with data analysis to a small company. So then are you checking review? Review? That is everything, I think, yeah. Okay, so then I am dreaming big, yeah. Dreaming big together, yeah. But start small today. Move faster forever. Please ask SME to calculate customer experience score, yeah, from now on, yeah. So then the Tiga means divided, yeah, divided. Okay, now my pronunciation. I tried to Malaysian. They understand. I like it. Satu, yeah. Tua. This is bad, yeah. Tua bad, yeah. Tiga bad, yeah. And Satu, yeah. Jaya, yeah. So then I sent the best case of humane entrepreneurship. 2002, one of the CEO became the DGB insurance company. Became CEO. So he proposed me to be advisor of that company. At that time, that company was the worst performance. Yeah. So then I recommend only 3 things. empathy, empowerment, enablement. So then the bottom rank of the insurance company rise to number one in 3 years. In 3 years. How? Secret was a 3. First, empathy. What does it mean, empathy? Empathy is inviting colleagues and the employee to share a meal when there is good food. You do, or you want to enjoy your good food? Yeah, okay. This is empathy. You know, empathy, the 1759, Adam Smith wrote the book about theory of moral sentiment. First page is mentioning about sympathy. Actually, the sympathy in that time is empathy in this age. So empathy. So as long if are you playing golf? No? Yeah, play. It's a golf. Golf. Yeah, play golf. Yeah. It's yesterday I played golf with the Minister of Finance. Yeah, many people. Yeah. So then we had a good time to discuss about our dream. Actually, we played golf with the Malaysian businessman Dato. So then all of them are going to come Korea this year for attending Korean Entrepreneurship Forum. Why they are coming? October 19, all of them are coming. I asked them, are you sure to come? I asked them to open their calendar. Please save this day, come to Korea, and we are going to play together, and then we are going to attend the K-Entrepreneurship. All of them, including Dato, Mr. Why? We are emphasized each other. We are emphasized. So golf means go on learning forever. Yeah. Correct? Go on. If you want to long learn, please be long learn. Yeah, long learn. So then the empathy, very important. So why I am International Chancellor of President University? So I emphasized with him while playing golf with the chairman. So just after I returned back to Korea, the President of the University sent email. Please be International Chancellor of a university. So I asked my university, the president of my university. So president asked me to get permission from Minister of Education. This is too big to give a permission. So I complained. Actually, the Adam Smith School, UK, allow professor to be international chancellor. Why you are complaining me not to be international? So he accepted it. So I am sincere. Why? Because I am emphasizing with him. Yeah. Actually, very simple. Yeah. So I am not expert for dentist, but just I am emphasizing with them about the proposed dream. So then so this is number one, empathy. What is empowerment? Empowerment turn employee from working man to thinking man. Yeah. Thinking, which is a renaissance. Yeah. Renaissance. From the laboring man to a thinking man, let them imagine. Let them create new idea. Let them create a new product. So, what is the difference between editor and the author? Author is creating their idea, but the editor is adapting others' idea. So please be authors, not editor. So empowerment encourages them to generate idea. That's why empowerment enables ordinary people to achieve extraordinary outcomes in Microsoft. So empowerment. So empowering them. Yeah. So the only three things. The emphasizing with the employee, empowering them, and the enabling them. Yeah. So number 3 is enabling. Yeah. Enabling. So she has a great strength and a small weakness. Yeah. I saw your weakness. Yeah. So this is a depreciation. I saw your strength. This is appreciation. So then I am encouraging them, and then I saw your strength. Actually, then the company is giving more opportunity to learn, to improve his strength. Yeah. So weakness is making weakness irrelevant. Yeah. So then I am asking CEO to give more opportunity to learn. So let them educate. This is everything. For example, 60 years ago, Korea was nothing. Yeah. So Samsung Electronics gave a lot of opportunity to learn. So then educating them, thinking them, innovating them. So then this is the secret of Samsung Electronics. So to long run, my pronunciation very bad. So, to long run, you must long learn. Learn. Like a golf. Yeah. Go on learning forever. Yeah. So then providing full support for continuous learning. I have experience as the provost of our university. Actually, I asked any step to get a chance to get education. This is the most inexpensive way for company. So equity. So then the secret of DGB, the secret behind achieving top level performance was turning employee into thinking people. As a result, company became number 1 in customer retention. So then the customer retention is getting better. So eventually became number 1. So then again, what is humane entrepreneurship? Humane entrepreneurship means humaneness, empathy is going to be pure. The dreaming is an engine. Then the freedom, empower, innovation. 3 things. So then in China, the Chinese government proposed me to collaborate with the humane entrepreneurship. So the China student paper competition. So then the takeaway, employee first. Yeah. Employee is more important. Empathy, drive innovation. Heart over head. Yeah. So then empathy, empowerment, enablement. So again, this one. Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Professor Dr. Kim Ki-chan, for that very insightful and thought-provoking keynote address. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed to our panel discussion, featuring an esteemed panel of experts. Allow me to introduce our panelists. The first one will be our honorable guest, Professor Dr. Kim Ki-chan. We have Datuk Professor Dr. Nik Mahiran Nik Muhammad, and also Associate Professor T.S. Dr. Kalaivani Chalapan. And our moderator today is Professor T.S. Dr. Zulkarnain Kedah. So may I invite all panelists and our moderator to take their places on the stage. Please welcome.
Thank you very much to our MC for the introduction of our distinguished main speaker and panelist, Professor Dr. Kim Ki-chan just now. Yeah, and now allow me to introduce the other two esteemed panelists. Yeah, first we have Datuk Professor Dr. Nik Mahiran Nik Mohamad. She is a highly respected Malaysian academic and higher education leader with extensive experience in university governance and entrepreneurship education. She has held senior leadership roles in public universities, including University Malaysia Kelantan, where she played an important role in strengthening entrepreneurial positioning and global engagement initiative. She holds a DBA from University Science Malaysia and MBA qualifications from University Utara Malaysia and University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Her expertise spans entrepreneurship development, financial decision-making, and building resilient academic ecosystem. We are indeed privileged to have her insights into this discussion. Next, we are honored to welcome Associate Professor T.S. Dr. Kalaivani Jelapan. Yeah, she is an Associate Professor at the Department of Electrical, Electronic and System Engineering at University Kebangsaan Malaysia, with more than 25 years of experience in both engineering practice and higher education. Her research focuses on healthcare engineering, and she has received multiple international awards for her contributions. She currently heads the program Pemerkasaan Kompetensi Akademik Siswa, also known as PIKAS at UKM, and with her strong background in interdisciplinary innovation, technology and education, she brings a valuable perspective on transformation and human-centered system. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please join us in welcoming our distinguished panelists. So we start, I call it round number one, first round. Okay, Professor Kim, we'll start with you first. Yeah? Okay.
I have already thought.
Okay, so how you define human entrepreneurship in today's organizational context?
So I said before, it is a humane entrepreneurship. Yeah, humane entrepreneurship is comprised of three things. Empathy from here, empathy from here. And then empowerment, so let them think, empowerment here. Enablement, three things. So empathy, empowerment, enablement. So heart, head, the hand and foot, that's it. So then if you want to apply, only think three things, no more. So please, for 50% for empathy. Without empathy, reasoning is a weapon, going to be weapon. So empathy. So I am asking CEO to consider more about empathy. For example, the Satya Nadella had 1 year to emphasize each other. That's it. The first year when the Satya Nadella became CEO of Microsoft, only he had talked with the employee about empathy. So empathy 50%, I think. Empowerment 30%. Enablement 20%. Usually, the traditional entrepreneurship talking about enablement 90%. But enablement without the fuel, without reasoning, this is like a weapon.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Prof. Kim. That gives us a strong foundation for understanding the concept at both strategic levels that you mentioned, this empathy, empowerment, and also enablement. Yeah, okay. All right, to our second panelist, Datuk Professor Mahiran. Yeah, So what role do leaders play in shaping human and ethical organizational practices?
Takut I tengok Dato' Ansari is in front. Okay, I think leaders is the moral compass of an organization. Leaders create the tone of an organization. So if the leaders have it's not a human-centered kind of thing, so it creates a culture of an organization. So in my opinion, it has to start with leaders. But a little bit I disagree with Prof. Kim in terms of, 3H is very important for the leaders. Of course, we need them to have empathy. But leaders with nothing in their head will not lead the organization. So when we talk about human entrepreneurship, it has to be balanced between head, heart, and hand. But if Prof. Kim says that, the heart carries more weight, but in my opinion, based on the case studies that I have done, head must carry more weight. I mean, not that much, 40, 30, 30. Why? We don't want to have leader with no mission and no vision, because nothing in their head, and they have nothing to empower, because they are afraid of people maybe better than them. So if you have a stupid leader, you may have a stupid employee. That's what happened now in our world. When the leader is stupid, then all the voters will be among the stupid. So that's why they vote for the stupid leaders.
Wow. Okay.
So when we want to talk about human entrepreneurship, it has to be balanced between the three. Of course, we have to put empathy for both, not just employee, but also for the external partners of us, suppliers, customers, and so on. And I agree very much on this one. If you create strong empathy to your employee, that inculcate the culture of the organization, that also create a culture where the organization will also, follow the compass from the leaders. I nampak, tengok aja Dato' Ansari. Because I'm going to share the case study which I did for AAU also on human entrepreneurship letter. So I think that's the main thing. We need a great leader with a great mission, vision. They can empower the employee well, and of course give trust and more flexible. And empowerment is very important. But again, head, heart, and hand has to work simultaneously. That's in general my opinion.
Okay. Thank you, Datuk Mairan, for your frank answer. Okay, can. And some more.
That's right. Yeah. I agree with you. But the direction, we need the leader must have the North Star, which is direction. Yeah. So this is dreaming. Yeah. So, but traditionally, actually, I didn't mention about the traditional entrepreneurship. Yeah. This entrepreneurship is more talking about the vision, direction. So, which is goal. Yeah. So then, when does your life begin?
Sorry?
When does your life begin?
My
Yeah.
begin?
Yeah. When does your life begin?
Yeah.
Yes. No. This is the very painful word. Yeah. Painful life. Life begin when start dreaming. Yeah. Yeah, start dreaming. So let them dream, of course. So then I am talking about the left side of human-centered orientation. Entrepreneurial orientation consists of dreaming. Dreaming, yeah, of course, yeah. Envisioning, right? Envisioning, and then the innovating, yeah. So then I didn't mention that. So actually, based on the dream, yeah. Based on purpose, yeah. So you can start, yeah. So the same, yeah. Not different. Okay.
So the question for Associate Professor Dr. Kalewani, sounds like this. Yeah, what challenges commonly arise when implementing human entrepreneurship, and how can they be addressed? Yeah.
Thank you. I think when it comes to humane entrepreneurship, first thing, there's a lot of confusion between humane entrepreneurship and CSR. Because when we talk about human entrepreneurship, we talk about integrating profit, people, society, and environment. So when we do this, in my last 10 or 12 years with UKM, what I observe is there's a confusion. They think this is CSR. Practically, everybody who works on humane entrepreneurship do not think about profit per se. So the sustainability is not there. It fails. And then eventually they feel this is not the way we do business. So that what brought me to the just now mentioned center called Pusat Pemerkasaan Kompetensi Akademik Siswa. I felt my graduates are intelligent, but they are not ready to explore. Their competency in entrepreneurship or competency in delivering the real talent has been restricted by the environment they are engaged with. Because they have not given enough freedom to think, enough freedom to implement what they want. That's been a challenge. I'm a product of that. Started career in oil and gas. I felt I didn't have freedom to exercise the right engineering in the organization. So I left and I joined academy. And that's my 30 years journey now, fighting for freedom of thinking, freedom of implementing what we think is the best for the growth of our society and also the country. Because society and country comes together. So coming back to human entrepreneurship, how, the second part of the question is how this can be addressed. I agree, we must have a right leader, that's the thing. Empathy plays a big role, and how do we exercise empathy in a multiracial or country like Malaysia? It's even more important because we have different beliefs, we have different practices, and different way of living our life. The different community has different challenges. So putting us in many others' shoe is something that I don't agree. We should be Finland in education. We should be either US or Korea in entrepreneurship. That's not going to work in Malaysia. Even though America is a multiracial country, but they always believe they're American. No one in America will say that I am British or I am European. No, they said I'm American the moment they are in America. But in Malaysia, we have a very unique way of living. We are Malaysian, but we like to address ourselves as Malay, Indian, and Chinese Malaysian. So how do entrepreneurship, or in fact, flourishing our graduates in the future into both job market and entrepreneurship is going to work? So that's a very interesting task that we have to address now. And when come to the right way of implementing, in our own organization currently, we don't differentiate anything. There's no differentiation. We don't give any special treatment to anyone. That doesn't mean we don't empathize, but we would like to create a one or togetherness, like what Prof said just now, Sahabat. I think I'm very much in agreement with him when we say the difference between Sahabat and Teman and Kawan. I can add one more term. We also have this word Kawan. Sahabat, Teman, and Kawan. Kawan is always a touch and go. Teman is somebody who can argue and share things with us. But Sahabat is the one who's going to die for us. So the difference is very interesting, in fact, when it comes to entrepreneurship. So implementing those concepts, addressing the differences, And normalizing the differences is the one very important in humane entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Thank you, as you said, Dr. Kalaiwani, for adding your perspective. Yeah. Now we have not only teman and sahabat, also kawan. Okay. All right. Round number 2. To Professor Kim again. Yeah. So, based on the case study that we received about DGB life insurance, okay, it operated in a mature and highly regulated industry. So, what mindset had to be challenged for transformation to succeed?
I think regardless any business, any organization, I think we can apply humane entrepreneurship with the 3 empathy, empowerment, enablement. So then for me, how to encourage every organization to be human-centered entrepreneurial culture. So then I wanted to develop more case, regardless the regulated or non-regulated industry. So for example, I developed the best case in regulated industry. So I am developing another success case in non-regulated industry, for example, startup. Yeah. In the beginning, so the Sahabat is a case of startup. Yeah. So I wanted to show the best way to succeed is a way to be human-centered organization. So, for example, if we are developing more case based on the humane entrepreneurship, I think they are going to adapt more easily. So then I think that regardless the regulated or not, this is not so important, I think. So then I am consulting more than 7 countries. This is totally different. So Hyundai Motors, Samsung also small company, the implant company, the Chinese medicine hospital, something like that. So then I think, yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Prof. Kim, for highlighting this human-centered approach in entrepreneurship. Okay, next question to our second panelist, Dato' Professor Mahiran. Yeah. In what ways can entrepreneurship contribute to both organizational success and also societal well-being?
Okay. Successful entrepreneurs organization is when they can give value to both business and society. Of course, if we want to relate with human-centric in entrepreneurship and purpose-driven, I could say probably I would like to also speak and work with Prof. Kim on the case study of AEU. Okay, why I say that AEU is one of the examples of purpose-driven organization. Because the establishment from the beginning, a little bit of what I have written, it is born from a regional cooperation mission, not purely commercial ambition. Am I right, Dato'? So if we look at on the establishment itself, we can see from the purpose of having opportunity for the society to giving a second chance for them to study, it is something to do with society value-driven. So if I would like to say, AEU has beyond human entrepreneurship actually. Why? Because when we talk about human entrepreneurship, is very much on people-oriented or human-driven, where we look at on empathy and we have to put first people upon profit of our mission. But establishment of AEU, I can say that is a complement between social entrepreneurship and sustainability entrepreneurship, based on 3 P's entrepreneurship. Why I said it's 3 P's? Because it's involved 3 P, which is people, where, of course, those who are entering the university are the underprivileged, who probably maybe not even have the opportunity to study before, and they have to work, and we give them opportunity. And of course, to enhance their qualification is also up here. So that is one, and it's not just locally, but it's also international, with the collaboration on international path. And the second part is planet. Why I said you have that second P, because using digital platform, we save a lot of footprints. We save a lot of infrastructure that is not required. So that is one thing which I think, that's why we need a brilliant leaders who can think, above nature. The foresight must be very high. So that is the planet part where I think sustainability entrepreneurship is there. And of course, the purpose is to give best education to everyone, whether, who they are locally and internationally. So again, if we want to connect between the human entrepreneurship with 3Ps entrepreneurship, AEU can be a very good case studies. So back to human entrepreneurship, okay? The culture that create in the organization towards this is very important, apart from also include the social entrepreneurship part as well as sustainability entrepreneurship. So when the culture is inculcated in the organization, automatically, it flows outside. And when the people happy in the organization, the people in the organization can make the outside or the stakeholders also happy. So if we want to do the structure, definitely start with the leaders and it's follow through. The synergy has to be there between the leaders and the employee, and only the organization in general will be successful. And of course, society around, not just society, but I think the country and the nation also can get advantage out of it and leverage upon the organization which has that kind of framework and establishment. So yeah, I think we are happy to be here, and I can dig further more. And definitely when we do business, not just like those days where we put profit as our main mission, or maximizing wealth is actually the goals. All right, that's why Prof. Kim said goals should be second and the purpose should be first. And of course, profit will come together with it. So the 3P will be umbrella under the last 4P, which is profit. So it doesn't matter, even if you don't put profit or the 4th P in front, but the rest of the 3Ps can lead into that 4th piece. So that's my school of thought. Probably, there are different opinions from mine, but that's what I thought that we can do, enhancing entrepreneurship success for the sake of the business as well as the society.
Okay, thank you, Dato' for sharing your 4Ps, which add the perspective of Prof. Kim about is human-centered entrepreneurship. Okay, now I want to ask our third panelist here. Associate Professor Dr. Kalaibani, okay, what are the key drivers of successful organizational transformation in established industries?
What are the key drivers? Okay. When we talk about key drivers in any successful organization, I think the very first thing is the culture. The culture of the industry, like what Prof. Kim has said just now, the difference between the two leaders, the culture plays a very big role. Again, like what I mentioned just now, in a multiracial country like Malaysia, have we really established a Malaysian culture? Or we are still struggling with that, trying to establish the Malaysian culture? So that's what I really see when I train entrepreneurs. In the last 10 years, practically our center has trained more than 5,000 entrepreneurs in various different method or training sessions, from half day to 3 months to 6 months. In fact, we have some special cases that we are 10 years with the entrepreneur company. We keep coaching and supporting them continuously. So when we talk about the real challenge in Malaysia, I still would say culture is the first, followed by second is the technology. How do we really perceive technology? Most of us, we're looking at is a support system, but they never has embraced or understood what is the real power of the technology, what the technology really can do for us. Is it just to or as an operating tool or beyond that? How does actually technology reach people? And how do you use technology to bring people together? That is very important. This is something I felt most of the time missing in our entrepreneurs. They want to use technology to make fast money, but they are not looking at bringing the stakeholders together through the technology. That's the second thing. The third is the workforce. Workforce always been seen somebody who are working for us and they are paid, and we are not associated to them. If they are not happy, they can go, we can recruit another person. None of our organization think how much is the lost in terms of expertise, values that we carry. And I found that in our country, very less appreciation for values among employees. So we lose workforce without basis. And this is one big challenge for the entrepreneurs companies. And in entrepreneurship, the very first thing that we are considering is workforce. Because they are the one who's going to create the value. They are the one who's going to move the organization forward. They are the one who's going to engage the organization with the stakeholders. Because the leader or the entrepreneur per se, the CEO, whoever we call it, as the idea, but idea need to be transformed. All of us have idea. The moment the idea is well transformed, then we become the most successful entrepreneur. If it die with us, then no one knows about it. So that's the big thing. So workforce finally is the structure. How do we build the structure around an entrepreneur companies? The structure is very important because that is the one who actually going to really engage or make others to have the confidence whether this company is reliable, trustable or not. Because without structure, it looks very loose in its way it's presenting it. So and finally, the last is incentives. So when we talk about incentive, it has to have its role. One organization that I felt incentive worked very well in my experience is Taylor's College. When I worked in Taylor's, I felt the incentive was excellent. No one is actually look for incentive in that organization, but it comes. So that's very well managed by their human resource department. And one human resource department, I've worked in 8 organizations so far, but that is one human resource that I should credit. They are very observant. I've never seen they missed anyone. So that's important when it comes to appreciating the workforce and how do we manage holistically the entire organization. So when we talk about entrepreneurship in Malaysia, it's always single person centered. It's very, very seldom that we see it comes as a collusion of people. So that's one practice we have in our organization. We try to match people into entrepreneurship. And Currently, we are doing an experienced person. Mostly, we are looking at retirees who have ample of knowledge and experience, matching it with a young entrepreneur who has that energy. So we try to bring them together that this knowledge can be translated for the benefit of the community. Because every one of us who retiring has ample of knowledge and experience that definitely going to benefit the society. So matching them together, it's going to be an excellent community engagement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Associate Professor Dr. Kalabani, for sharing your insights of the key drivers for successful transformation, such as technology, workforce, structure, and also incentive. So now we are going to the third round, and also final round, because after this we need to open the floor for Q&A session. So for this round number 3, back to our main panelists again, Professor Kim. So the case that we received showed a 750% increase in net income. So how should leaders balance financial performance with human-centered values?
Personally, I hate CFO very much. Chief Financial Executive. Actually, actually the CFO is also very important to make the profit performance, to make a company organization sustainable. But actually, I have some experience. Even the non-profit company, the main role of a CEO is spending money to people, really. Really, I am asking them to spend more money. I think the people collecting more money for company. So then I am asking organization to change the culture. For example, in your meeting, do you begin with criticism or with appreciation or encouragement? How about your culture? In the beginning, you are criticizing. This is bad. This is bad. You need to make more money. No, in the beginning, 70% of meeting is for encouragement. Appreciating. Then the next 30% is to talk about how to improve current problem. So this is not the answer from your question, but I am asking you to try to change the culture. The meeting. So how many times are you having meeting a day? Many times. In the beginning, in a meeting, please start with the encouragement. 70% of meeting is for encouragement. Then after 10, then please talk about what is the problem. Then they are ready to fix. Then easy to collect the money. Hopefully it works.
Thank you for sharing your insight that we should start with encouragement rather than criticism. Then after that, we start collecting the money.
Collecting money is automatically.
Okay.
That's one. For example, ICSB is the organization. So actually, many member of board are criticizing all the time, but actually I am encouraging them. They are ready to support me. They are ready to collect money. Easy to collect money.
Wow.
Based on encouragement.
Okay, thank you once again, Prof. Kim. So next question to Datuk Professor Nik Mahiran. So what organizational structures or practices best support human entrepreneurship?
Okay, nowadays we are talking about agile leadership, you know. To make leadership agile, I think the structure has to be agile as well. The hierarchical kind of leadership structure will make things difficult. I mean, poor decision making, slow decision making, and so on. I think for human entrepreneurship, or even for successful entrepreneurship, the structure has to be more flat, more flexible, more agile. So meaning that everybody can be a boss. I mean, it should not be too many bosses where the subordinates have to go to a lot of hierarchical, decision before the final decision are made. So that is the current structure that needs to be introduced or inculcated in organization. Secondly, the structure of trust. When we talk about empowerment, you can empower, but if you don't trust the person that you empower, the decision will be slow as well. So we have to also, like you said, you try to change the culture. I agree that Malaysia probably, that's why if you compare to the West, they don't call on your title. They will just call your first name. But if we give that opportunity for Malaysian, they will pijak your kepala. That is what the culture says, So that's why kakak has to be called kakak, Of course, datuk have to carry the datuk. So that's why people willing to buy datuk because of the culture, Because why? Again, when you say there's a gap between, senior and the junior, it is. It's still our culture here. So if we can change that, probably. I'm talking about decision making to make it fast, So that's why in public university or even in government, the reason why decision is very slow. If you are a VC for 3 years, you may not be able to see what you have been planning, or even the execution can be done after 3 years of your tenureship. And after 4th year, they realize you made a mistake, and they go and bring you to SPRM. So this is actually things need to change, So I'm trying to echo of what Prof. Kala is talking about the culture. We are still far ahead, but being entrepreneurs, we have to change that. We have to be more agile. We have to be more flexible, and we have to open up for transparency and communication. So I think when we talk about structure, we are no longer talking about organizational chart. Okay, we are talking about the role. So, of course, trust has to be there, empowerment has to be there, and definitely I think with human entrepreneurship, if we really implemented it, we have the bonding with the organization, and we feel that we are not just an employee, we belong to this organization. So, human resource, if your staff turnover rate is high, something is wrong. You must do some sort of like audit and see why. Is it because of the boss? Or is it because of the colleagues? Or is it because of the system? Or is it because of the culture? Or is it because of the structure? So I think that is maybe it's too ambitious, but I think if we start slow, if we start somewhere, we can lead into that. So I believe we need to be agile, we have to be flat, we have to be flexible, communication have to be really strong, and don't have some sort of like obstacle between the higher and the lower. So again, back to empathy. So if everybody have the empathy, everybody can talk sincerely, and the belongings from that organization will be established. Yeah. That's my opinion. Yeah.
Thank you, Dato', for reminding us again about the empathy, agile leadership, trust, transparency, and also effective communication. Okay. Third question, to Associate Professor Dr. Kalaivani. So what impact does human entrepreneurship have on communities and society at large?
Okay, I think, right, the impact of entrepreneurship on society, the very first thing is the knowledge sharing for me. We share the knowledge because what is the main difference between business and entrepreneurship? I always tell them, when it comes to business, we put profit as the first, right? But when we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about humanizing, and it's the knowledge that we want to grow, we want to share, we want to the society or the stakeholders to enjoy that knowledge that we have. So that's the very first thing now. And in our practice now, we also differentiate between, we go one step beyond that to say we have entrepreneurship, technopreneurship, social entrepreneurship, and social technopreneurship. So again, when we talk about the social part of it, I put a gap in, or I said a cap, saying that you can earn up to 30,000 ringgit a month. Beyond that, you should return back to the society. So that is the cap that we kept in our organization currently. When they choose to go into social entrepreneurship or social technopreneurship, so we said that giving to the society should be higher. And we are taking a problem that we feel that society needs support, need help. So those are the aspect that every entrepreneur company need to be clear. What difference I'm going to bring? What is my role being entrepreneur in this society or in the country? And how it is going to picture a better future for the next generation. So of course, in Malaysia, we have many different type of business model and organization, but we very seldom we see an organization that bring people together. I've not seen one who really bring people together. Someone said, I want to join this organization because I want to contribute. Most of the time, we want to join an organization because we want to earn. Yeah, it's the salary is the measurement. That's two ways here. One is the culture of people. Have Malaysia reached that level? To create individuals who feel, I want to contribute in my career. Second is, if we reach a level, the organization is actually presenting a room or a situation where employees can contribute. To be very frank, I joined UKM with that thought. I took a 40% pay cut from my previous job to join UKM, hoping that I can contribute to the society and to the organization. So that's the real thing when it comes to entrepreneurship. So when we say we want to be entrepreneurs, the objective must be clear. And what is our real contribution for the country and the society? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chef, for sharing your perspective on this entrepreneurship, technopreneurship, social entrepreneurship, and social technopreneurship. Yeah? Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now want to open the floor for question and answer session. Okay. Thank you very much for all the distinguished panelists for such thoughtful and insightful contributions. So, okay.
I think first and foremost, entrepreneurship is also culturally sensitive. Different cultures have different ways of encouraging entrepreneurship, measuring entrepreneurship, appreciating entrepreneurship, etc. kind of thing. And when you look at the Malaysian context, it's also cultural, very much cultural basis. That's first. I think there are also many types of entrepreneurs. I think some entrepreneurs are born entrepreneurs. Some are accidental entrepreneurs. Some of us, entrepreneurs, start with a purpose. We don't think of making money. We start with a purpose. So a lot of entrepreneurs actually have become accidental entrepreneurs. They don't start that, oh, I want to become an entrepreneur. They start with a purpose. They see a purpose that they want to serve for society. And then that becomes a social enterprise. And it grows, and serves a specific purpose. Then there's another group of people who are actually starting off as saying from the day one, yes, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to be a capitalist, I want to make money, I want to make wealth, etc. kind of thing. So there's different kind of process. We have heard a lot here about E's and C's and P's and I's, etc. kind of thing. A lot of alphabets were thrown by the panelists. I think there's one important alphabet we didn't really discuss in detail: integrity. I think at the end of the day, entrepreneurship without integrity will fail. And integrity is something today's world demands, that we have to be people with integrity and ethics. When Prof. Kim was talking about the 4 E's, I can think at least about 5 E's, for example. I would add ethics in there. I would also add education in there, kind of thing. When you talk about what you call the 3H, I will add another H, health. The health of the individual, the health of the organization, the health of the society. 4 H's will also play a game. When you talk about the C's, there's so many ways of talking about the C's itself, kind of thing. So I think entrepreneurship is a very multifactorial, space in which there's so many different competing elements which are working at the same time. And what makes a successful entrepreneur? Is it money? Do you measure entrepreneurship with dollars and cents? Or do you measure entrepreneurship with purpose? If I hear Prof. Kim right, he's talking about purpose rather than financial. And if Prof. Kim is saying right, if you hit your purpose right, you hit it on the nail, the finance will flow in. That is the premise that Prof. Kim is talking about. But that happens, and we must also take in the context that, within a framework, a governance framework, a bureaucratic framework, whether it's national, regional, or international kind of thing. So you have to also work within those frameworks, within those constraints kind of thing. And entrepreneurs are very good at finding gaps and cracks, and they work within the gaps and cracks in order to get, to bypass certain restrictive, rules and regulations kind of thing. So entrepreneurship is also very much, when Prof. Kim was talking about KPIs, while we hate KPIs, I like your KPI of keeping people inspired. But to keep people inspired, the leaders themselves must be inspired to start with. If they're already faded, if they're not inspired, so how can they inspire a generation of workers to actually keep going kind of thing? So inspiration itself is something that you have to build. So that's another I. The inspiration itself is something you got to inculcate in everybody. And only then can you find people who are, workers who are active, who are is purpose driven, and they feel fulfilled, etc. kind of thing. So I think entrepreneurship is not a very simple subject. It's a very complex subject with so many different elements working in. But at the end of the day, the bottom line, when you talk about human entrepreneurship, at the end of the day, we are all humans. And how do we treat other humans equally? In Islam, we say that, you must treat your other human as you would treat yourself. So if you love yourself and you treat yourself well, you should treat the others also the same way. And if you do that, I think you'll be successful as a human in terms of human entrepreneurship. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ansari, for sharing your wisdom about human entrepreneurship, and also remind us the importance of having the integrity. Otherwise, business will fail eventually. Okay, so next question. Yes, Madam Chitra.
It's afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the wonderful insights from everyone. I think my question is it's coming from a place of wonderment, or I'm questioning where the world is going. And today's topic on humane entrepreneurship has the word compassion in it, has the word from the heart, thinking for the next person, so on and so forth, where there's so much of connection and connectivity between us and the rest of the world. And we are not heading that direction. Every one of us are getting more and more divided. And we're finding more and more fancy words to give a reason why we should be divided. So given that as the situation, can we all in this time make a difference? Can this humane entrepreneurship, will it work with the future and with the people behind us who are going to take, well, I'm old, will they be able to join and become united and stop this division that's happening all around us? Can this happen? That's my question. Thank you.
Okay, I'm very positive. I'm optimist, you know. Things can be done when you want to make it done. Most important thing is that everybody has to think globally or inclusively, not on personal basis. So we look at on our leaders nowadays, it's more self-centered, very much on personal interest. So that's why we kind of, segregate and depart and doesn't, unite. So at the end of the day, it starts with the anchor. We have to have an anchor. So that's why electing, appointing, or joining or participating with the good leaders is very important, because that will create the path to whatever we want. I agree with what Ansari mentioned just now. If you want your staff or even your employee or even your customer or whoever to be inspired, you have to be inspired first. So we have to have an anchor. So if the anchor have the personal interest, so the rest of it also have their own personal interest. They never think of others' benefits moreover on the humankind, So they want to get, but they want to give. So I think if you ask me, can or not, yes, we can, but it has to start from us. All of us are Khalifah or leaders on our own way. So if everybody thinks in the same way, where we want to make everybody happy, because once I make you happy, I feel happy. Without you realize, when you quarrel or when you make other people happy, you go home unhappy. So where are we going to start is we have to start first. But of course, in one organization, you have to start with the anchor. Either the number one or the number two, or, small, because all of us are leaders on our own little Napoleon. So again, I think we can, but we have to start first. Don't wait others to say, that Prof. Kim, think about himself, so I never care about him. So I think that akan ada domino effect. So eventually, what's the world happen is because of that leader who are, creating all those things. So my answer is yes.
Can I ask
Kim,
a
would you like to
question?
add?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Now here or?
If you like to add, you can continue. Yeah.
I think in every opportunity there is a crisis. In every crisis there is an opportunity. If you see opportunity in the crisis, you are entrepreneur. If you see crisis in the opportunity, you are professional. Which one are you? So actually, thanks to Dr. Ansari, he gave a lot of solutions. So it's very different. But actually, entrepreneurship is about the positivism, to see opportunity, show the dream, hope, So the most important thing for human is I all the time to talk more, have more empathy. So I'm not talking anymore about Homo sapiens, Homo empathicus. but homo empathicus. So at this moment, as long as we have more time to emphasize each other, I think that we are growing, we are getting more happiness. That is what I'm thinking. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, can I ask you? Thank you very much. Now, everyone is talking about artificial intelligence. Now, with the rise of artificial intelligence and the changing workplace, it might become inhuman, job losses, and so on and so forth. How do you see the future entrepreneur preparing himself and herself in the onslaught of artificial intelligence in the workplace? Thank you.
Right. Yes, AI is dominating the world now, but myself, I find AI is going to enhance entrepreneurs further because it's giving a space for them to challenge themselves and also to produce more what we think very quickly. See, as an entrepreneur, all this while we have an idea, we get someone else to do it because it's of the time constraint and many other things. But today with AI, it allows us to do many things ourselves, close the gap, and then we move it to the next person. So in that sense, it is going to be more realistic for the entrepreneurs to share their thoughts in their own domain. That's the advantage that I personally feel and experience today. Things that took me 10 months, a year, is now 10 days or less. That is the biggest advantage. So it's providing, every technology, everything come into this world, that's bad and good. And it's always depend how we take it. If we take it positive, we are going to use it positively, it's definitely going to benefit. And AI is not something new. AI is already there before World War II. And it's just flourishing today because of the rest of the technology like quantum, big data, cloud computing, and the 5G and so on. So the difference is made by the ecosystem. So that's nothing to be feared towards AI. AI is always there, and AI is intelligence, and human has intelligence. And AI will not dominate us. In fact, it's giving us a space to exercise our intelligence better. So I hope this message will get to the society, to the younger generation, where how actually I utilize AI in the benefit of humanity. Thank you.
Just a little bit. I'm not into technology, so I just use, so I don't know to talk on the technical part. But for me, AI is an enabler. It can make decision faster. I'm a decision maker. I'm not so-called experts, but I'm doing a lot of research on decision making, either financial decision making or institutional decision making, which I think with AI will make you make a decision fast, because something that you can rely. I could say that artificial intelligence is meant for intelligent people, because how you prompt intelligently, then you can get an intelligent results. But if you are just, correct. So that's why I think, again, I agree very much that AI is an enabler to help you to do a lot of things, not just making decisions, but also, operationalizing whatever you want to do. For entrepreneurs, definitely on promotion, marketing, and so on. So, yeah, for me, AI helped me a lot, especially on make decision fast and also to create something faster. So if my boss says, I want it yesterday, I can give you the day before yesterday with AI.
I think that this is a very serious question. I think, interesting question also. So some days ago in World Economic Forum, Yuval Harari mentioned about the AI agent. AI agent is a thinking, yeah. So creating new way. So you don't have enough time, but in Korea, stock price of Hyundai Motors is increasing a lot, 2 or 3 times comparing with the last year. I have stock, Hyundai Motors stock. Why? Hyundai Motors have developed AI Atlas, AI robot. AI robot Atlas is working very well, very well. So then the productivity in Hyundai Motors in United States is much better than the Toyota plant in United States because of Atlas. So then we hate to work, but yeah, AI Atlas is working very well. So, but I think then what is the role of the human? So we need to think more about. But eventually, the purpose of enterprise is to find the most productive solution to the problem of people, problem of the planet. So a lot of problems still, right? That means a lot of possibility to create the job, I think. Yeah. So the university needed to change the education system. So we have taught, but no more teaching. My university in Indonesia, I asked them, admission is going to be starting his own businesses. Admission is starting their own business. So build your startup while studying. So then ask all students get their own company. So I am asking Korean company, for Hyundai Motors, to be separated. Actually, we need to buy more company, we need to sell more company, we need to make a big company, make it very small. Hopefully you understand what I am talking.
Okay. Datuk. Yes, Datuk.
I cannot resist on commenting on AI, John. Sorry. Because this is a very interesting topic. And what the Prof. Kim was talking about in terms of workers, whether you're having workers or whether you're having thinkers, etc. kind of thing. I think Prof. Kim also alluded to the agentic AI and how agentic AI is going to change how we live and work, etc. and all that kind of thing. So the question now is that, AI is now moving, Hinton is talking about it, AI is moving towards singularity. In other words, the intelligence of AI is overtake human intelligence already. We're already at that stage kind of thing. So the question that we have to ask ourselves as a university, we're talking about just now, university itself, what are we producing? And what are we enabling our graduates to be? Are they going to be just humans who are going to be dependent on AI as a tool? Because AI is not going to be a tool anymore. Because today, we're thinking of AI as a tool, and which can speed up decision making, get more information for you, things, etc. It's not. It's going to change the entire way we do things, and therefore we may be sidelined by AI itself, because robots will make robots. Humans are not going to make robots anymore. Robots will make robots. AI is already doing coding. So imagine 10 years ago, or even 3-4 years ago, SAP coders were so much in demand. Today we don't need SAP coders. Now we're doing wipe coding. Yeah, everybody's doing wipe now in terms of coding kind of thing. So even coding is you don't need humans to come into intervention for coding. So at the end of the day, we as providers of higher education got to ask the question: what is the competency and knowledge that we're giving to our graduates that they can live in an AI-centric world? And maybe 5-6 years down the road is going to be quantum computing, which is going to change the entire way we do things as well. Because rather than being a binary world, now we are not in a binary world anymore. AI is still binary. We will not be in a binary world anymore. So I think we have yet to respond to that. As whether we're talking about globally, whether we're talking nationally, we are still about to, we have not responded to that. Our rules and regulations, our framework, governing framework kind of thing is still keeping us in the past. We're not preparing, we're not future-proofing ourselves, and we're not future-proofing our graduates. I think this is something that entrepreneurs, will find opportunity, because you mentioned just now, crisis is opportunities. So this is where human entrepreneurship will play an important part of how to keep us humans, number one, how to humanize what they call ourselves, and make sure we do not become dehumanized. I think that's very, very important. And for us who are supposed to be the intellectuals of society, we have got to now break down, all those elements that's required to ensure that we future-proof humankind itself. Otherwise, we are going to become dehumanized and technology will take over. I'm sorry, it sounds to be like science fiction, but it's becoming more and more towards science fiction, whether we like it or not. So AI is a very interesting subject, and there's a lot of discussion that still need to go on, particularly among policymakers, among what you call teachers, among what you call instructors, developers, social scientists, etc. And they all have to come together. And this is where entrepreneurs will find opportunities for new businesses. And at the end of the day, when you talk about it, it's a transaction, new transactions that will take place between us, humans, and us and the machines. I think that's what it's all about. So moving into that kind of era, which I think is a very interesting era and a very challenging era. Referring to what I call Chitra talking just now, we talk the history of mankind. There have been so many ups and downs in the history of mankind, in which, you talk about the First World War, you talk about the Second World War, you talk about the decline of Roman civilization, etc. kind of thing. And the times in which they think, you think nothing. And you gave a classic example just now, the bakery, the most innovative bakery. What was it? It rose from the ashes of the Korean War. Somebody who's very poor who rose out of it. So let us be optimistic that despite the fact that we are living now in a period which sounds so depressing, everybody is fighting each other, etc. kind of thing, that something good will come out of this, what they call this era as well. And we can play that role of bringing that goodness. And this way I think human entrepreneurship will have a space to play in this time and age. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much once again, Datuk, for adding your perspective on this interesting topic, AI. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your question and also active participation. So on behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to Professor Dr. Kim Ki-chan, Dr. Professor Dr. Nick Mairan, Nick Muhammad, and also Associate Professor T.S. Dr. Kalaivani Cilapan for sharing so many important lessons and also valuable insights on human entrepreneurship. So honored to have learned so much from you today. And with that, I would like to hand over the session to the MC for the next agenda of the program.